Hey, 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 I am Brannon Beliso, and this is Success Never Sleeps. It is Friday, April 12th, 11:02 Pacific Standard Time, starting a few minutes late, but better late than never, as the saying goes. Who are we? We're a collective of small business owners, preferentially martial arts school owners, and how do I want to say this? It's been a very reflective period of life. So I'm going to add a lot of that into today's show. Um, but, and I'm going to define who I am today in relationship to our relationship. Okay. Because that's going to be an important part of this. So if you are here as always, as you come aboard, say hello, tell me who you are, tell me the name of your school. It's really important. I have so many relationships with people via social media, like Bob Poole, who I've had the blessing of meeting in Boston, who's coming out to Canada. Bob, if you're coming to Canada, put the link in there, Marco. Get signed up. All right. We're at an impasse. We want to make sure we have enough people to do the event. So that's fundamentally what it comes down to. And it's a small event, but we do it by design. And it's not the cheapest event out there in the martial arts world, but I believe it's the best. I really, really do. Um, I want to thank my sponsors right off the bat. Again, people I have deep relationships with, people I love. Tucson, Market Muscles, My Studio, Kids of Life Skills, LC Accounting. I love them all. They're good people and they're doing amazing work. They're really impacting the industry. And I'm witnessing by the way their businesses are scaling and monetizing that they're doing both yin and yang. They're doing good work. They're providing great service and they're able to scale and monetize it to keep putting money back into their business as well as take care of their families and teams. I think it's a good day when we can do all of it. And when we can produce win-win situations, it's powerful. Steve and I were on a texting the other night pretty late, and we're discussing, Market Muscles is moving everybody to version 4. And I'm going to point out a couple of key things about it, not at this moment, but I'm going to show you some of the things with version 4 that I see that make a lot of sense to me and will help get us better leads, which is something we all need to do consistently, right? My studio is coming out with 2.0, so many new things, integrating AI, but they're really well thought out things. I think the thing I love about my studio is people make a lot of suggestions and they have a very strict staging plan of what they roll out each year to better their product, to better their product, to better their product. And they do listen to what we say, but the discipline and the integrity to stick to what they know is going to impact us in a better way, I think is powerful. Oh, good. You're looking for flights, Bob. Right on, sir. As you come aboard, like Bob, say hello. Tell me where you're tuning in from and the name of your school, please. Please, please, please. Kids Love Life Skills. I was just talking to somebody, actually, Kid Creative, and he wants to know more about Kids Love Life Skills because people are raving. His clients are raving to him about Kids Love Life Skills and the impact that it's having on their schools. And I know it because we've used it for well over a decade. And to really bring it to you in a big way, just reach out to Marco, reach out to me, reach out to Letitia. We can all talk to you one-on-one about how to implement it into your school and how to impact. Watch the training videos. Go to kidslovelifeskills.com, watch the training videos. That'll give you a very clear picture on the depth and just how much Kids Love Life Skills can actually impact your school. Miss Monique, another person I love dearly. Hello, Miss Monique. What do we got coming up? It's Time Live Canada, as Bob and I were just discussing there as he's looking for flights. May 25th through 28th, you can stay for 1 day, 2 days, or 4 days. I always recommend the 4-day. I mean, it's the first time we're taking it out of the Bay Area where we do it and doing it in Canada. And I know a lot of people don't quite understand what it is that is, but it's 4 days. And why I say 4 days, because that's the best investment. It really is. The first day is training on the mat, how to teach better, format our classes, rotating curriculum, stuff we need because it's the core product. Day 2, business, 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 marketing. Day 3, personal development, all about you. You're the leader of the band. Your head's not right. Your heart's not right. Doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't. Then day 4, wealth building with Sam On. If you can't take the money you make and turn it into passive income, you're not an entrepreneur. You're not a business owner. You simply created a job for yourself, and you're probably a terrible boss. And then we strategize what we learned in those 3 days, find accountability partners, and create actionable steps. That's it. So it's very well rounded. We do walks in nature. We eat really good. We always eat really good. And that's part of your investment because breaking bread is the best way to commune. It simply is. Look historically through life, right? Breaking bread together is the best way to commune. So we tend to do a lot of that. And so, Eric Roach, welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, the one stateside will be in Marco. Do we have It's Time Life Purpose? When is that one happening? That's going to be November 9th through 12th. I haven't released the spots for that yet, and that one always sells out. It's the one we've done here in Millbrae, California, 5 minutes from the San Francisco airport. It always sells out. But again, we're trying to do Canada first, of course, people on the East Coast to make it convenient. But as soon as you see that, Eric, I'm advising you, get your spot. I can probably count right now 30 people that want to attend the 4-day experience, but the discipline of keeping the numbers small is super, super valuable. So today's a Q&A, and I want to pre-frame that Q&A with a little bit of reflection. So if you have questions, make sure, number one, put your name in there. I want to know who you are, where you're tuning in from, and please start posting your questions. I work with clients all over the world. I probably spend 12 hours at Zoom every week now. And it's really, when they ask me a question, my first response is, what do you think? I want to get you to think. I want you to be a thinker. And great thinkers ask a lot of questions. They simply do. Who do we have? Is that somebody new? Tala what? Talamantes Karate. Is that your last name? What an amazing last name. Talamantes Karate. That sounds like a superhero last name. That's so cool. That's super cool. Well, welcome. Is it your first time on the show? And please share your name if you can. Welcome to the shows. Welcome to the show. Talamantes Karate. I love it. I love it. I've got to go back just a little bit. My father passed away in December. So that was the first one. Then Marco's mom passed away. Then one of my young black belts, 29 years old, passed away. Then my uncle, we just buried him. We had a funeral for him. He passed away. Then I found a picture. I was writing this blog, like a obituary for my uncle. And I found this picture. And there's 4 people in this picture. Me, my Uncle Rudy, my dad, my Uncle Lou, and my sister Lisa. Okay? And out of that group, I'm the only one still alive. It's pretty mind-blowing, right? I have never looked at a picture. Well, one person like me and my mom, and my mom's passed away. But to look at a picture of a group of people, and you're the only one alive. That's a trip, right? Come on, stay with me on this. Tell me, that's not a trip. Paul, hey, Paul. Welcome, Paul, sir. And so it was a trip. And I try to ask myself, well, why is this here? Why is God putting this in front of me now? Right? Should I be freaked out and know you're next? Right? Like some horror movie, you're next. And I don't look at it that way. I look at it as God still has me here to tell the stories of these great people, to celebrate their life by waking up every day and making a difference in the world. First of all, making the difference here at home for my wife and kids and me by being a great entrepreneur and providing them with not only the financial means, but the time, the freedom of time that I'm permitted now to be with my family and go to soccer and basketball and dinners. Time you can't buy back. So I think what money has allowed me to do is I have freedom because I have a great team. So beyond this home, I take care of that team. I pay my team well. I love my team because they provide me with that freedom of time. And then, of course, giving back to the community. We had this discussion the other day. Well, I did with one of our parents because they were thanking me, right? They were thanking me for the impact we're having on their children's life and their family. And I said, no. Let me thank you. Because when I'm in a class with your 4-year-old child, there is no war in Gaza. There is no war in Ukraine. right? There isn't the suffering we're witnessing in the world. None of it exists. That kid is just pure joy. Then I had another mom say the same thing to me. And her son has special needs. He's in our kickboxing class, and she was thanking me the same way. And I told her the same thing. When I'm teaching a class and I look in your son's eyes, all I see is joy. All I see is happiness. He doesn't even know what death is, right? Because he has special needs. And it's just so powerful. And I believe I'm here to share that. And if I can help you grow your school to a point where you can be at your daughter's dance recital, if I can help you grow your school to the point when your wife says, "Can you and I please go to dinner tonight?" You can say, "Yes, we can." That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. And I know that. And I know that passionately, more so now than ever. More so now than ever. More so now than ever. So I just wanted to share that, because I've been in a state of reflection naturally, right? Um, Being at this funeral, seeing all of my relatives, we're all older. We're all older, and some have aged better than others, and others not so much. But make no mistake, we're all getting older. And so I wake up every day in love, and I encourage anybody and everybody, if they can figure that out, do so. Why spend 1 minute pissed off, angry, resentful, jealous, envious, lazy, complacent, whatever negative parts of being human that don't allow us to be the best version of ourselves? We want to elevate. We want to do better. We want to be better. And it begins by loving yourself, valuing yourself, challenging yourself, having goals, right? Do the things you need to do to live your best life. And that leadership by example will grow your business, will get you 10 more students. It simply does. My cousins kept making that comment and go, "Wow, man, I'm so jealous of you. You're in shape. Look at that. You don't have a big belly like me." Da, da, da. I said, "Dude, it's totally your choice. I am where I am because I make the choices I do. I make the sacrifices. I'm disciplined, right? Could I still lose 10 pounds? Hell yeah. I can always lose 10 pounds, right? But to hear people say that, I recognize we all have the same 24 hours. We all have the same opportunity. So if your school is still standing still while other people's schools are growing around you, what is that indicative of? A closed mindset, a fixed mindset. And when I offer you ideas and you tell me that won't work here, when I offer you ideas and you say, "Well, I know better than you do," well, then show me, get the proof, get the results, right? So if you aren't getting those results in what you're doing, you have to be willing to abandon your fixed mindset. It's kind of like faith. What is faith? Believing in what you can't see, right? Believing in what you can't see. So why not take that leap of faith? If your school's been stuck at 100 students, then join us in Canada. Join us in San Francisco. If you've spun your wheels going to all these different, events year in and year out and nothing's happening, why not make the best investment in the world? And that's in you. You know why? Because to me, you are my hero. You, the small school owner. You, because my grandmother had little bitty coffee shops. You remind me of my grandma, right? I know people say that, well, it's easy for you to say because we're not where you are. I don't care. I don't own 20 locations. I own two. Do we do it in a very dramatic? Yeah. Over 1,000 students, $2 million a year? Yeah, we do. But that's my version of success. Let me help you discover yours. But if you're not living it and you're squandering it, to me, that's the biggest crime. That's the biggest. It's like Superman who doesn't fly, right? It's like Wonder Woman who's not wonderful. Right? Because you're wonderful. You're Superman. You're Wonder Woman and you're Superman to me. Don't be any less, because that's not why you're here. You're not meant to be small. Like they said in Dirty Dancing, baby, don't sit in the corner. And don't sit in the corner. And if you're stuck at 100 students, let's change that. Okay? Questions. Start putting them in. I got a lot to say today, huh? You guys, put in your questions. What do you need? What do you need? in order to better your school today? Put in your questions. Who's got one for me first? And I see there's a lot of people in there. As you come aboard, say hello. Tell me who's here. All right. So while we wait for those questions, Marco, let's pull up my Market Muscles website, starting with the homepage. This is the new version 4. Version 4 that'll be across everybody's website. And I'm going to share with some of the things I've learned that I'm very excited about. Okay. So number one, which we used to really frown upon, you notice social proof is right up top. There's my Google, there's my Facebook. Now, we were always told don't put that up top because what people are going to do is click through, right? And then they leave your website and they won't opt in and you won't get the lead. These are graphics. You can click on that Facebook all day long. You can click on that Google all day long. It doesn't go anywhere. It's simply a graphic, which is brilliant. We should have done that 10 years ago, right? So, I mean, just to have social proof because it's such a native environment. How many billion of people are at Facebook? Can you find out, Marco? How many billions of people are at Facebook now? I think it's billions, right? And how many billions of people use Google? Can you find those two stats really quickly? Just get that for me, anybody. Put it in there. And then up in the right-hand corner, you'll see schedule and pricing. The two most asked questions by anybody and everybody. What does it say, Marco? I can't read that from here. It's like freaking so small. I can't even read with my glasses, Marco. What the heck? Okay. As of February, thank you. Facebook has 3.049 billion active users. Okay. Billion. Billion. All right. So there's a lot of people there. How about Google? Do we know what Google? I'm trying to make a point here, Marco. So as you, thank you. Okay, Google 4.9 billion, billion. All right. Okay. So I've made my point. Dramatic pause. Go. Okay. So the kinship, the familiarity that people have with Google and Facebook is a hell of a lot bigger than our little website. That's it. So to be able to put that social proof 4.9 stars 5.0 right at the top, you can't click through it and go anywhere with it, I think is brilliant. Who do people know better? One Martial Arts or Facebook? Easy answer to that. Who do people know better? Google or One Martial Arts? Of course. So the brand association with Google and Facebook, with One Martial Arts, the social credibility that we gain instantly, it's just basic. Makes a lot of sense to me. Makes a lot of sense to me. Cool. And then the other big thing they've studied in data is that the two most asked questions people want are schedule and pricing. And I've always said that. You know, on our pages at the very bottom, you can click through and get our schedule and pricing without opting in. We don't put it front and center because ideally, right, a lead generating website, you do want to capture their information because if you can, then guess what? You can nurture that lead through emails and text and all the rest. So that's standard business. It makes a lot of sense. So up top to the right, you see right away schedule and pricing. And I did a whole deep dive, because people, maybe because they're right-handed, I don't know what the thing was. But by having schedule and pricing, a call to action in the upper right-hand corner of your website, right up top, visible, clear as day, is one of the best ways to get people to opt in. So what does it say there? Schedule and pricing. Very strategic. Okay. Let's click on that, Marco. Click on schedule and pricing. And come on, I'm looking for questions in there, right? So this is another brilliant thing with Stephen Reinstein that I think is powerful. By having more social proof reviews on the left side, right? Brilliant. Can you zoom in on the mark? What information are they capturing? Let's see. That's a lot of information, isn't it? View our schedule and pricing options. Take a look at all that information. I'm going to explain something to you as we do that. What do we have? Full name, email, mobile, right? Mobile for the info via text. Select a program, select the location. Now, if all I ask for is your email, I'm going to get a lot of action. Are they good leads? Probably not. The goal is the more questions you ask, and if they're willing to fill it out, the better lead you're getting. But you will get fewer leads. Am I okay with that? Yeah, because we hear about in our industry, right? Man, I got 800 leads, only 20 booked appointments, and only 3 showed. And then you think it's such a horrible thing. It's just the nature of the beast. It's not that big of a deal, just the way it goes. But I would rather have better leads than vanity metrics, as we call them, vanity metrics. Because I'm tired of the conversation I get constantly with school owners is, man, this is a lot of work. I get all these leads and people are ghosting me. They're not showing up. Da, 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 da. That's the nature of the beast. So try to get a better lead. So this is why we choose to ask all of this information. Because if you opt in, it's a good day. Cool? So go ahead and get out of that. So, but we back it up with the reviews and all of that's there. Cool? And then the other thing you'll notice, and this is probably the most significant and valuable one for me, hope you're taking notes on this, please, is as you scroll through, let's go to the youth karate page under programs. The language, right, is more educational. It's richer. Cultivate your child's, potential with personal empowerment. Whoa. Right? It's designed for that parent that invests money in their child. Right? Super important. And as you scroll through it, the copy, which I'm so excited about, if you scroll down through there, every picture is mine, by the way. I've either taken it or one of our photographers, right? I thought this was interesting, Marco. Look at that. Because and this is something Steve and I never talked about, but I applauded him on. I say this all the time, people. We are not in competition with the martial arts school down the street. We are not. Who are we in competition with? Soccer, baseball, gymnastics, basketball, team sports. So is it ironic that when I open up version 4, it shows how one martial art stacks up to traditional sports? Again, Steve and I never discussed this, and I'm going to say it. Two brilliant minds out there just thinking, look what's here. How one martial arts. And that's the other thing you'll notice. It's not how martial arts stacks up. No, no, no. One martial arts. So that customized, you'll see in a lot of the copy, they talk directly about the school. It's no longer just, we're all in the martial arts. No, no, no. It's very specific. One martial arts under there, traditional sports on the left. You see that? So that's another big feature change. And then scroll down as you're running through the copy, what you'll notice is they're getting away from negativity. Your child will grow with each class versus, is your child a terrible listener? Well, then martial arts is a solution, right? It's no more fear-based talking. It's all very positive, engaging, uplifting, empowering. Your child will grow. Why do parents choose our classes versus, if you don't choose our class, your kid's going to be 35 living in your garage playing video games, right? Everything's more positive and empowering, which I think is a really great strategy in a world where all we witness is the negativity of today's youth. All we see. I saw one yesterday, somebody shared with me. Some 14-year-old kid was stabbed and killed in a mall by 2 other kids because he called them freaks, at another situation. What is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? So what we see about today's youth is very, 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 very negative. Scroll to the next one. Again, these are all our pictures, no stock photos. I either took these pictures myself or we've used them from other photographers. Character and success traits for life, right? I don't like the fitness disguise, but I see where it's positive because the negative connotation kids are out of shape, obese, and don't work out. But I might come up with something better for disguise. I don't like disguised, you know, love for fitness, something more empowering. Next slide. And the self defense from predators and bullies, again, I think could be, you know, something more positive. But these are old headers that I'm working on. And how do I do this? I'm going to tell you how I do this. I'm going to take this line, self-defense from predators and bullies, and I'm going to run it through ChatGPT. I'm going to say, give me a more positive header, and it'll spit something out. Give me a more positive header for moms in the 94030 area code, which is where Millbury is. Then I'll do the same thing for San Francisco and use that zip code. And then if it aligns with my values and my belief system, then I'm going to post it. But the one at the top is mine. Scroll to the next picture. Very proud of this photo. That's one of my best photos recently. Look at that. Is that cool? Huh? Scroll down a little further. I wonder if he used my other one. Keep going, keep going. Oh, the other one's not there. There's our reviews. Keep going, keep going. Oh, I got a cooler picture. And then, of course, what's neat is the gallery. Look at the galleries, you guys. The gallery, I can customize each page. This used to have fitness kickboxing on it and other things, but it can be customized now where it's strictly youth karate. So I'm not, these are just what's here now, but I'm methodically going to change out these photos. And because they're so small, I think I want to go with bigger photos like that. But a couple of big group photos like that and the push-ups, things like that, shows that, people come to us, right? They come to us. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. And then scroll a little higher the other way, because I don't think there's anything but below that, right? See the awards. If you go back to the homepage, Marco, one of the things Stephen did is he moved the awards right up to the top. Scroll down a little bit. Boom. So again, social proof. Anybody can toot their own horn. I believe I'm going to do this on all the pages because it's kind of sandwiched between above the fold and view our schedule and pricing options. But see how it's in both pages, up in the right corner, schedule and pricing in here. Before it used to say, opt in to get a PDF on being a better parent, that kind of stuff. But it's all been relinquished to, I don't have time to read that damn thing. Does it fit my kid's schedule, right? Because I got to fill out one day. He's already doing soccer and swimming. And does it fit my budget? That's it. Boom. I don't know you. I don't know you. So let's start with schedule and pricing. I think it's brilliant. So I think I'm going to move the awards up even higher on the youth pages. And that's the last part I think is really cool is they move into a block editor. So I can literally grab this awards thing and move it up, 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 up. I can, organize this from top to bottom any way that I want. Some of it I'm not going to touch based upon Market Muscle's new strategy. I'm going to leave schedule and pricing there in both places. I'm not going to move those slides around. And I think it's somewhere towards the bottom of this page as well. Cool? All right, you can get me out of this whole thing, Marco. Wow. Can I get a big wow? Right? They're doing a lot of things at Market Muscles, but it's not just data, it's also a belief system, a culture. And if you're gonna sit there and make it geared towards one martial arts, I'm for it all day, every day, every day. Cool. All right. So if you're not a Market Muscles client, if this doesn't inspire you to at least check it out, I don't know what will. All right. And then make sure, Marco, you share this show with Steven. So you got to watch the segment Brannon did, because I think Steven can use it for social media posts. Absolutely. All right, Bob, let's see Bob's question. In your opinion, which site is better for paid ads, Google, Facebook, or both? I don't think there's one answer for that, Bob. There's a standard strategy of don't market one way to 70 people, market 70 ways to 70 people. So based upon that, I would say yes, do Facebook and Google, right? Do them both. I know if I ask you to take out your phone right now and search for martial arts schools in San Francisco, are you going to go to Dogpile, Yahoo, Safari? No, you're going to go to Google. So I think what's great about Google ads is that it's very specific, Bob. If I'm physically looking for martial arts, I'm going to Google that. So do I think it's a better lead? I think it has the potential for that, Bob. I do. But stay with me now. There's also the strategy or philosophy that I hear a lot of, and I want you to stay with me. How many of you look at the paid ads at the top of a Google search and you scroll right by the paid ads? Give me your feedback. Put it in there. How many of you look at the paid ads and scroll right by them? Because they're up top, right? On the left-hand side, sponsored by. All right. Anybody? Give me some feedback. Nobody? Come on. Yeah. Bob, you would scroll past. Okay. So I'm kind of thinking about that one now, right? So there's another thing. Because the one thing, no matter how much data, algorithms, what they can't quantify for, Bob, is human. Humanism is unpredictable. Humans are emotional. You can't assign a binary number encoding to a human emotion. You can only take their actionable steps, which gather the data, right? So, but with a seasonal thing like day camp or something like that, I might consider running a small Google ad. But I think what I'm more strategically inclined to do, Bob, is focus on my Google business page, update it, photos all the time, batching out photos, putting an offer there, right? Making sure there's an exterior shot, making sure my pin sits on the map so they can find me easily, make sure my hours are updated, those kinds of things. We're closed for Memorial Day, those kinds of things. Because what Google loves, just like, your Market Muscles website loves, is new content. And if I'm constantly updating the content at Market Muscles, when Google crawls, you know, the internet for martial arts websites in San Francisco, and they see mine is current and relevant, and I post new data, new content, they're going to lean into me. That's there, just like reviews. You got to have at least triple digit reviews at Google. Triple digit. That means at least 100. Okay. At least 100. You with me? I want at least 100. And if you don't have that, start working towards it. That is a must. That is a must. Okay? That is a must. That is a must. That is a must. That is a must. Cool? All right. So, and then, yeah, I think what's happening with Facebook ads right now, um, it's become a little more open reign. Like in the old days, if you had a picture and you put more than 20% copy on it, you would get flagged on it. Now I'm seeing ads where I don't even know what picture it is. It's got so much copy on it. But I would be very mindful because a lot of people are running their own Google ads, is that you take a course in how to design graphics and things like that. Because I think a lot of the ads I'm witnessing are very poor. I'm going to say that very openly. They are freaking poor. They're poor because you have a knee-jerk reaction. It's the end of the month. You can't make rent, so you run an ad. 2 weeks and a t-shirt, right? Free. But there's so much copy on this ad. I mean, on the picture, that the picture can't even speak 1,000 words. There's 1,000 words covering the picture. And I know when you don't design a graphic properly, because the biggest thing on that ad is your logo and name of the school. Watch the Simon Sinek TED Talk, The Golden Circle. Too many people market from the what. What are we? One martial arts. So when they design an ad, instinctively, the biggest thing on it is their freaking logo. Some people might get to the how. Life skills education and quality martial arts instruction, right? Very seldom do people get to the why. And the why is where people create an emotional connection. The why is where people buy from. Okay? So, what's at the top of my homepage? Live your best life with one martial arts, right? Okay. Live your best life takes precedent. So, again, if you're going to do your own Facebook ads, be mindful. Understand what makes a good. But see, okay, now let me add 2 cents to that, Bob. The challenge with a lot of the advice we get about designing a Facebook graphic or designing a Facebook ad is developed for the singular product that somebody's trying to sell, right, across the board, like for a mushroom coffee. Look at their ads, right? I would not market my school like mushroom coffee. I'm not trying to drop ship you, some mushroom coffee. I'm trying to control a 3 to 5 mile radius of a brick and mortar location where someone's going to trust and bring their kid to me for their personal development and growth. So I need to make sure that message is on point. It is. And so when you study some of that marketing, be mindful. Does it really apply to you who cater to kids? You with me? You with me? So again, that's my 2 cents. Right? Hey, what's up, Virginia? Journey Martial Arts. Next question. Put it in. And as you come aboard, say hello. Tell me where you're tuning in from. I love it. I love it. I love all the people here. Ask those questions. There's not a bad question. I think the big thing I've been sharing passionately as in my reflection is if your school is not growing, right? When I talked about my uncle passing away, my father passing away, my 29-year-old black belt passing away, Marco's mom, when I talk about those things, I'm saying if we want to celebrate the people that have gone on before us, we need to be the best versions of ourselves. And if your school is stuck at 50 students, 75, 100, I don't care what it is. If your school is stuck, that is you and only you. And it's predominantly a fixed mindset. That's it. That's it. That's it. I enjoy waking up every day, being a lifelong learner and knowing, honoring my sister, my dad, everybody up there, that I'm being a better version of me. I'd be damned if I'm going to bring sadness by just simply being a sad sack and ruining my life because people I love die. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to celebrate them by being a better me. And that means I can't suffer from a fixed mindset. I cannot. A core value is different. If one of my core values is integrity, to do the right thing, that's not a fixed mindset. That's a good core value I live and die by. That will never change. So is it fixed? Some may say. Some may say. Cool. Hey, Letitia, what's happening? So, what are your questions? Put them in. All right. So while I'm waiting on those questions, I'm going to give you one. What are you doing for the summer? Anybody? What are you doing to make your summer the best summer ever? Go. What are you doing to make this summer the best summer ever? Ever. Right? And there are some given challenges. Inflation is at an all-time high, right? Food, gas, everything is at an all-time high, right? All-time high. So what are you going to do to make your summer the best summer ever? Anybody? Man, the answers come slowly, huh, Marco? So slow. All right. So while you're doing that, I'm going to tell you. I think the first thing is to recognize we do know people leave during the summer. They go on hold, et cetera, et cetera. Do I believe this summer might be a little different with inflation, airfares, and things being higher? Absolutely. 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 So, one of the number one things I recommend, do not change your schedule. Why? Because you know what? I didn't go on vacation. My class time is 5 o'clock on Monday. You're going to consolidate me with a bunch of other levels because you want to have a bigger class and you move us all to 5:45. Don't do that. Please don't do that because you're inconveniencing me who didn't go on vacation, who has trusted my classes at 5 o'clock on Mondays. So that's number one. When I see people consolidate their schedule and do all that, not cool. But here's something I would consider. If you live in an environment where it's warmer, I am not getting out of the swimming pool at 3:30 to come to your class at 5. I am not, right? It's an inconvenience. The kids are in the pool. They don't want to get out. Summers are long. Days are long. They could be in that pool till 8:30 at night. Okay? So I would consider adding some morning classes. That is something I think is doable. And if you can tie it into your day camp and do the karate in the morning while you're doing these other classes, it's a good day. It's a good day. So that's the first thing I'd recommend. Next, I think because people are on hold and people may not be there, Keep a lot of family events during the summer. Mom and me party, dad and me party, family fun day. Maybe bring a friend to class. Those types of events where even though I'm on hold, I'm still an active student. I want to come. I want to come. Because how many people go on hold, don't come back at the end of the summer? Out of sight, out of mind. Send them a We Miss You postcard. Let them know. We'll look forward to seeing you in a month. 2 weeks from now, we're going to activate your membership. 1 week from now, we're going to start charging you. Have an automated email flow in place to facilitate that. Okay? Because that's a whole audience. They're on hold. I want to keep them in tune. I want to keep them abreast. I want to keep them in the mix with me. So those types of emails, things like that, are a good day. Are a good day, are a good day. And if they're in the app in My Studio, group messaging, family fun day coming up, everybody's welcome. Sign up. Boom, boom, boom. Those kinds of things are valuable. You with me? I think also we don't do this, but we did for quite some time. Okay, from quite some time. Excellent martial arts. What's happening? Ralph, is that excellent martial arts all the way in Switzerland? Or is it excellent martial arts in where else do I have an excellent martial arts? Somewhere on the East Coast. So another one, we don't do this anymore, but when we grew Millbrae from 0 to 285 in year one, this was a big, big, big strategy. 3 months and a uniform for $297. That's $99 a month. I know. Stay with me. $99 a month for 3 months. But what it did was it packed out all these classes that were going to be thin anyways. What it did is, out of the 30 kids who took up that offer for the summer, saw sticker shock, right? At the end of the summer, wow, I want to continue. It's how much? $259? What? Right? But out of those 30, we did. We won a handful, about 8, 9 kids that became regular students and stayed with us. I believe the big thing is when you offer a special like that, 3 months in a uniform, $297, here are the conditions. Here's the rates after that. Please put that up front. 2, there's no hold. It's a 3-month special. I don't care if 2 weeks are vacation or whatever the case may be. It runs consecutively for 3 months, whether you're there or not, because of the price point. Because of the price point. So those 2 variables made a huge difference. And it gave us a lot of revenue during the summer we wouldn't have. And then, of course, if you're not doing day camps, if it's something in your bandwidth, do them. We're about 75% booked now. So a top tier, $475 a week for camp, $475 a week for camp. That's roughly 2 students, right? I'm making what I make in 1 month with 2 students. We making in 1 week with 1 camper, right? So again, I think summer camps we've done for 24 years in San Francisco. We do them in Millbrae too. For the past 10 years since we've opened, they can be very impactful, very valuable. Very valuable, but they have to be ran well. I'm seeing a lot of those ads pop up right now for day camps, and they're all pictures of martial artists in full uniforms on the mat, kicking and punching. Tell me why that's a bad idea. Anybody? Go. Why is that a bad idea for day camp? Go. There is only one, Sir Chocolate. Thank you, Ralph. And I talk about Ralph all the time. I'm so proud of Ralph. When he came to me at 60 something students and through trusting me and working with me, through the pandemic and the different things, Ralph is at 216. Is that right, Ralph? 216? Something like that. Nobody can tell me why that day camp ad. What would I say about that ad? Come on now. Thank you. It should have multiple full activities. So we call ours the One Kids Fun Camp. Right now, I went into Market Muscles, and you know what I changed it to? In the programs, summer camp. Summer camp. You have that flexibility. Winter camp. You have that flexibility. Spring camp. Do it. Right now, it says summer camp. Every mom, they're not thinking of any other thing other than summer camp. Summer camp. 2 words. Search it. Most searched. Summer camp. So It says summer camp right there on the homepage. Cool. So if you offer a specialty camp, right? My son goes to basketball camps. I know it's a basketball camp. He's a basketball player. And it's only a morning thing. They don't do it all day because there's nothing to do all day. They can't play basketball for 8 freaking hours. So it's a very intense, focused morning camp, 3 hours. So the martial arts is extremely intimidating. I would never sell a martial arts camp for a summer camp, nor what some of you do, which I think is extremely challenging. You only do 1 week. Offer a full schedule of what we have 10 weeks here, 11 weeks. We offer all 11 weeks because if a parent loves your camp and you only have 1 week, they can't enroll them for another one. So you want to build it. My first summer of summer camp was me and 7 kids every week. Me and 7 kids for every week. It was brutal, but I made it the best camp ever. They came back the following year. We grew, right? 1,000-mile journey begins with a single step. My first summer, I had 7 kids. Our biggest summer, we had 70 kids in one camp. Now we cap it off at 36 and we charge a premium dollar because we want to make sure that our martial arts schools don't get overran. We want to make sure we're a martial arts school first, long story short. So, if you're currently doing that, and I've seen several camp ads come across, and I don't understand this. Can you tell me why? And, going back to that marketing, Bob, why is it I'm a martial arts school in San Francisco? Tell me why I see your day camp ad on my thread. Go. Why am I seeing your day camp ad on my thread? I'm in San Francisco. I'm a martial artist. Why am I seeing your ad on my thread? Go. Nobody? Nobody has an answer for that. Come on. You are thinkers. You are critical thinkers. Don't Google that stuff or anything. Card, thank you. Set your marketing areas. Number 1. Absolutely. Absolutely. What it is called being lazy. You probably let Facebook choose the audience for you. You see that feature to make it simple. And one of the things you're putting is it's martial arts. So by default, you don't set a zip code or a region or anything like that. You just simply go, okay, Facebook, you're going to choose the audience for me. Choose it. Facebook goes martial arts. Oh, great. Let me look for martial artists. But you don't set the demographic. You don't set the location or anything. Please don't do that. Go in there, create your audience. Because over time, the more you refine that audience, the zip codes, all the rest through the machine learning, through the AI on the back end of Facebook, it's learning more and more and more and more and more and more. And pretty soon your ads, that audience, it's getting so custom, it's going to resonate and know all the people in your zip code in a 3 to 5 mile radius. And it's going to know how your service can serve that demographic. It's going to know that. But if you simply leave it up to Facebook and they see it's a martial arts anything, it's going to go to every freaking martial artist everywhere. That's why I'm seeing your ads on my thread. Stop it. Go in there, learn how to write your audience. Okay? You with me? So that's the big thing. But summer to me, ad parameters are for nationwide. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And it's again because they just simply were lazy or they're not educated. Just go, okay, Facebook knows best. You're going to choose the audience to get optimal. Da, 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 da. See, in Facebook's eyes, it is optimal. You're a martial arts thing, right? In which probably they think is a martial arts kicking bag, right? Because it thinks parameters that way. And it's marketing to everybody that likes, does, or is involved in the martial arts. So again, you got to go in there and set those parameters, please, right? Please. Current active client, 215. I lost 3. Oh, the last 3 years in camp, I've been averaging 10 to 18 kids. Yeah. This year, only 3 kids registered. All families have been going to Thailand and Hong Kong since last year. Well, because, we're out of the pandemic, more and more people are trusting they can travel safely, right? Everyone has too much money and goes on vacations. Only few here stay have. Yeah. And the people who are staying don't have money, Ralph. So maybe a cheaper camp, go for a bigger volume. I don't know. I mean, that's something you and I have to deep dive on to ask a lot of questions. So, but again, with that day camp and running Facebook ads, please know your business. Now that everybody's running their own ads, some of it's even really challenging when I look at their ads. I'm going, oh my God, who made this ad? Right? You took some template out of Canva and it's filled with so much content. I can't even read it on a cell phone. It looks like scribble. So I think that's the bad end of that. It really is the bad end of that. I can't express it enough. I'm seeing more and more of those ads come across my feed because they're going through the motions of running an ad, but they don't understand how to run an ad. And why do I say this? Because I work with Kin Creative. I have for the past year. I came aboard as their advisor where they worked with me in Wisdom. We developed a brand and all that, and systems and positioning agreements, the whole 9 yards. But now I work with them. I write scripts with them. I write copy with them because I got sick and tired of it, you guys. I got sick and tired of being in the dark. It was always in the dark. I didn't understand metrics and the whole 9 yards. And what you don't know, you can learn. You really can't. I don't want to learn that. Well, then you don't want to be successful. We don't do it that way here. Then you don't want to be successful, right? I know my demographic better than you do. Then why are you hiring me? Well, what are we doing here? Right. So again, I gotta challenge all of us on that because I suffered from that mindset too. And it's easier for me because my numbers are so high. But I know we can do better. I want 600 per location. I really, really do. I believe at 600 per location, we're going to be at a whole nother level. And I think we have the bandwidth for it. I really, really do. So I need new learning because if I'm stuck, I don't care if you're stuck at 100 or in our case, stuck at 500 a location, right? Something has to change. I have to do something different if I want to grow that bigger. If I do the same old thing, same old results, 500 per location. Now, it's not a bad day, but I can always do and be better. That's my mantra. I live by that. I can always do and be better. Cool? All right. So that's Q&A. Next week, come to the plate, man. Come ready to play, right? There is no dumb question. The only dumb question is the one you're not willing to ask. It's like basketball. If you're not willing to take the shot, you're never going to score the point, right? I'm always the kid in the front row asking questions, my hand up high going, why? Why? Because I am a lifelong learner. Being a lifelong learner means I have to have the humility to raise my hand and ask why, right? Ask questions. Ask question. Cool. So we're going to stay with Q&A for the next couple of weeks because that's part of why I'm doing that. I want you to think, but think beyond yourself. Think beyond your fixed mindset. Think beyond. Right? If you're stuck and your school's not growing, there's something you don't know. And if it means you hire me or you hire a digital media company or you hire somebody, whatever you do, you have to go in with an open heart and an open mind. Because if you're not willing to do that, and I've had that too. Well, how about this? Well, that wouldn't work here. How about that? No, you don't know my audience. How about this? And everything they do, they shoot full of holes just to go back to their complacency and still be stuck at 75 students. Not my gig. Not my gig. What's it say? The only bad thing about the ads running for martial arts outside their realistic martial arts area is it drives up the cost. Yeah, it does. It does drive up the cost. It absolutely does. Right? It absolutely does. But if I can get one of those vanity metrics, oh, look at all the impressions. I don't give a shit about impressions. I want people to become students and become relationships long term. That takes time. So that's why, I do agree with a warm-up campaign, right? Just simply getting in there and getting people to know me, right? Without selling them anything. But I know people don't have that budget. They just don't. But I would plan for it. I would really plan for it and design because if you're not marketing 6 to 8 months really well, you won't see the results. You just don't. You don't. And then what? Right? I'm going to run it myself. That doesn't work. So I go to an agency. It doesn't work. I go to another one. It doesn't work. Right? You got to stick to somebody and work it and work it and work it until you find, as they say, that sweet spot, right? You find that thing that clicks, that works. It's not an exact science. I wish I could tell you it was. in the world of algorithms and data. I wish I could tell you Facebook ads were exact science. And be leery of all the guys preaching AI marketing by itself. No way. That's lazy. They do not bore down at a heart level. What is your brand about? Who are you about? What sets you apart from your competition? It does none of that. None of it. It takes data across the board. Okay? So think about that. We can continue that conversation again. All right. I want to thank my sponsors. As I shared, look at the new version 4. Start going through my website. I'm tweaking. Steven's changing stuff. We're not there yet, but there's a great saying that I learned from Lynette Lay, the co-founder of my studio, who went to Kellogg University. Get it out is better. Get it out is better than get it perfect. So by getting the website out now, and we're still going to make tons of changes, we're collecting data. We're collecting data. So bookmark my website, onemartialarts.com, and note the changes that are going to happen in the days and the weeks. Steven's making some of them. I'm making some of them. But when we're done, we're going to have a great website for today. Will that website be obsolete in the next couple of years? Yep. Just the nature of the beast. And if you have a static website you haven't done anything to in years, it's your own downfall. Right? So thank you to Sam, Market Muscles, my studio, Kids Live Life Skills, LC Accounting. I love every one of you. And I'm grateful to be partnered. All 5 of these businesses I do business with. All 5 of them. And I believe in them passionately. And I believe they're a great reason why I'm at the level of success that I am. Canada, May 25th through 28th, right? That's going to be a great event. 20 school owners, 4 days. You have until April 15th to book the 4 days so we can plan meals and walks, and I can cater to the material to fit the people coming. That's what makes this event unique, and that's what makes it special. Is it cheap? No. Is it worth it? Yes. You know, the amount of time we put in before the event to prepare it properly for you is phenomenal. Just phenomenal. So you have until April 15th. Get signed up for the 4 days now. The 1 and 2 days, we can go up until May. But for the 4 days, do it now. Right now. Cool? All right. And so to close, again, we just buried my Uncle Rudy. And as I shared, Marco's mom just left us. My dad's gone. My 29-year-old black belt. I used to think you had to be old to die. That's just not the case. Just not. Every one of us are one phone call away. One phone call away. So I don't want to wake up in a state that doesn't allow me to be the best version of myself. So take a look at your morning routine and see if you can really nurture that. So by the time your feet hit that ground when you get out of bed, you are in the best state of mind. The best state of mind to have the best day ever. You deserve that. Your loved ones deserve that. Your students deserve that. And your community deserves it. But make no mistake, it's a lot of work. But you have to make that decision, right? Like in the 12-step program. It works when you work it. So work it because you are worth it. You are my Superman. You are my Wonder Woman. I'm your biggest fan. And I will cheer for you. I will fight for you because you deserve it. But as I say at the end of all my things, it doesn't matter what I say. I don't pay your rent. I don't feed your kids. That's why you have to make that decision. You're the one that has to believe. You are the superhero of your story. You are the Wonder Woman of your story. And align yourself with the right people and the right information to help you create your version of success. Cool? All right. I'm Brannon Beliso. This is Success Never Sleeps. Until we talk again, what are you going to go out there and do? Live your best life.